Welcome to Free Live Tarot Readings. I'm Tarot Coordinator Readings.
Time for the Tarot Oracle Show.
What is going on? Thank you for your donations. Sarah B52, MR, Cassandra, Maruta, Reiki. Welcome. Appreciate you being here tonight. We got a catch-up reading from yesterday. We got KN wants to know the current feelings of B for me. Hopefully the B likes me. We got a couple of new decks. We might as well break them out and use them tonight. We have number one, the Capybara, the Cappy Baby Tarot is what I called it. The Cappy Baby Tarot is in the mix. We also got the Literary Tarot for all the literary fans. So yeah, so these are ones that I unboxed decades ago, but I never got around to do anything with, you know. The way it goes. Anyway, no, actually the Cappy Baby Tarot came today in the mail, so pretty excited to see where that takes us. We got Sarah B52. Thank you for the donations. I greatly appreciate that. All right, let's catch up with KN and find out what current feelings of B are for me. Do we have any feelings at all? Have they given up? Have they jumped ship? Let's see where that Two of Cups with the 5 and the 4 of Swords. Interesting combination to be sure here. The Two of Cups just says the connection is still there. We still have the thoughts. We still have the focus. We still have a lot of the good emotions and the good feelings that kind of intertwined in here. And that's something that we sort of really look forward to. We really have a good time with. The 5 with the 4, sort of a declining kind of thing. Like, let's wait on this. Maybe we don't want to pursue this. Maybe we don't want to sort of chase this as much as maybe we thought, or possibly some of the feelings have gotten us into, but definitely kind of a standoffish. Let's take a break from that, right? We don't have much success together, therefore we need to pull back a little bit, or not sort of chase this as, I guess, as passionately as possibly it has been done before with that. Black Swan, thank you for your donations. I greatly appreciate you. We got Bri in the house. Thank you as well. Appreciate you. All right, let's see where this is going to take us next. So we got the catch up done with KN. Let's get MR over there. D's current feelings for me. Where are we going to go with that? Go over here to the Tarot Tower and break out the one, the only Waterfall Tarot. I did go ahead and order a copy of the Tasty Tarot, but they're taking their sweet time shipping that. Like, they gave me a notice that it was shipped, but it's like, you know, it's like that status where they haven't gone and dropped it at the post office yet, kind of thing. So I don't know what's going on. They're taking their sweet time. Luckily, the distribution center is down the street from me, so it should be here probably the day after they ship it. I was hoping to get it today, but they haven't dropped it off at the post office. Maybe they do it in bulk. Like, maybe they'll take, you know, 100 orders, or they'll just wait for 100 orders and they'll take them all to the post office at once. I don't know how they run their business. Anyway, Make Playing Cards is where I ordered it from. These current feelings for me. 3 of Pentacles. Let's work together here. We have been disconnected. We haven't been on the same page. It's just not one of those things that has been functional as far as it goes. We're looking at things a little bit differently than we should be. But at the end of the day, I think the Page of Pentacles, we can rebuild it. We can make it better. At least, I think that's going to be good, right? I think that's going to be good that we can at least get started. We can get a little bit more of a structural stability within here. It just looks like structural stability is missing from here. Why do we need to build something from the beginning, right? How do we need to rebuild it from the beginning? Karima, Black Swan, and CurlyCookie, thank you very much for your donations. I greatly appreciate you. All right. Next on the list is MR again. We got a little bit of a rebuilding aspect in here. We're kind of taking it where we want to take it. You know, what are the next actions? What are we going to do to make this happen and definitely kind of, you know, get this in the queue as it goes? B52, thank you for your other donation. I greatly appreciate you. All right, we're going to see where this takes us. We got something going on there. All right, CountryGirl. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, CountryGirl, thank you very much for your donation. I greatly appreciate you. I do need to open PayPal app. That'd be great. It would be great if I actually opened PayPal so I can see donations. Karima, thank you for your other donation. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, that's annoying when they send the shipping label info. Well, it's like make playing cards. This is like the premier place to print playing cards, right? So I'm probably they're probably waiting for a stack before they go, right? Because if you get like 2 orders or 3 orders, you don't really want to make a run to the post office. So they're probably waiting for like, 100 or 50, and then they're going to run it out. So we do have a holiday Tuesday. So I imagine they'll ship it Wednesday, and I'll get it Friday. I'm taking a wild guess. My stickers did get shipped though. So we are going to have a presentation of the stickers, of where they are and, what they look like and whatnot. Because each order gets an individual sticker and they're pretty big. I mean, it's like a 4-inch by a 3-inch sticker. So there you go. Anyway. All right. Next actions. Not a lot here. You got a hermit, sort of an isolation mode kind of feel there. Karima, thank you for your other 2 donations. We're going to appreciate that. We got dralandra in the house. Thank you as well. But yeah, it just feels like that's like, that 4 of cups. I don't really want to do anything yet. I want to take a break. I want to reevaluate things. I want to see where things are going before I really commit, right? It's almost like they want to get your opinion. They want to get your reaction to something before they full-on commit to how things are going to go. At least kind of this is what you have the thing with. It's like, I've tried things in the past. It didn't work. It's not functional. So that's kind of one of those modes with that, right? We got Tarot Reader and Aries. Dawn, thank you for joining us tonight. I greatly appreciate y'all hanging out. What is going on? We got Cassandra is over here with the single read. Everybody else got double, triple, quadruple shots up in the house. A little Chiro Marchetti on the table. Mine as well. Get started. Will my job give me some more freaking money? I need money. I like money. Let's see. I mean, everybody wants a raise. Everybody wants a promotion. Are we going to be able to pull that off, though, right? Are we able to convince them to make that happen? As a default, I gotta say it's a little challenging to get a raise, but it looks pretty promising on this one. Amanda looks promising as well. What's going on, Amanda? Appreciate you hanging out. But yeah, we got that 10 of Pentacles as the first card. That really kind of points to yes. I mean, if you just want to go just pure thumbs up, a little bit of that action over there. The Knight, the fact that something is being planned, organized, is going to be on the table for you as far as the raise goes, right? A little bit of that Hermit action, though. It feels like this is going to be something that takes about a month and a half, at least 2 months, to sort of give a, sort of get moving. It definitely could be possibly even an end of the year type of thing, after an end of the year eval or something like that. But yeah, it looks good. It looks good indeed. I like it. I like it quite a bit with that. B52, I like it as well. Let's see what B52 is doing tonight. A little bit of a White Fly Tarot straight out of the box. White Fly Tarot. Don't know why you love it that much, but you do adore it. You do adore it like the tasty tarot when it comes out. I'm just saying. I am just saying. B52. July forecast. Where are we going? What kind of plans do we got? What kind of ultimate destination do we have over here for this? And where is that at least going to take us as far as sort of a taste of July? Let's look at this 8 of Cups over here. Evacuate. You want to evacuate at the end of July. You don't want to stay involved with anything. It looks like you want to distance yourself. You want to keep some stuff out there, and you definitely don't want to be overcommitted, over specific, over dedicated to anything with that. 8 of Cups is be willing to be free. Run the other way at the end of July, because it looks like it's going to be a little bit on the challenging side. Karima, thank you for your other donation. Appreciate you. 8 of Wands, though. Mid-July, bust everything out that you can. Get all of the work, get all of the things done, get all of the push that you can get, because it looks like that you can get a lot done. What you can't get done, you have to abandon and cut bait. Hanged Man said we have a big disagreement between what we're doing, specifications, maybe what is going on as far as what people want, how people want it, where people want it. It's a big disconnect. It just feels like that you have sort of that hovering cloud following you of a Mercury retrograde as well. So just be aware that that is going to be something definitely to be aware of in July. All right. A little bit of an action over here. Love forecast. All right. So we sort of got just a general of what is going on. And we'll look at, who's going to make love? Who's going to be in love? Who's going to have all of the passion in July? Is it going to be B52? Two of Pentacles. Oh, Jesus. Hard, rough choices in July. I think you got some people pushing you into a corner for some commitments. You definitely have some people trying to get something that you don't want to give out in July. So you got to be careful with that, right? A lot of sort of changes as we move through July in how we treat people, how we have the optimum advantages of love relationships sort of change a lot. You have kind of this move across. And the Magician says you kind of have to figure out where you stand within the middle of all of that, because you don't want to be in that, indecisive mode. A lot of hard choices in July. Where it goes. You're going to have to make some changes, make some hard choices in July with love, but that's okay, because that sort of leads us in, kind of that new direction, or where I want to be, or kind of where I'm focused in and whatnot. But anyway, let's do a little bit of the next 7 days and see what kind of things are going to run for the short-term forecast as far as it goes. 7 of Cups with the 7 days and the Chariot. A lot of choices. You need to move on a choice. A lot of choices, and you need to move your ass. 7 of Cups, it's all being presented to you, and that's interesting. Maybe that's a new choice a day. 7 of Cups with the 7 days. That could be it, or it could all be in different aspects or in different timelines. But you definitely need to make a choice. You don't want to just sit there and stare at the wall and be wondering, "Ooh, that's a lot of nice choices. What should I do?" No. You don't want to do that. 8 of Pentacles says we need to get started immediately. We need to push forward as quickly as we can with these choices, and we need to get our ass moving with whatever choice that we choose. So don't hesitate. Otherwise, you're going to be roughed into a corner with all of these tough decisions that we got to go as far as that goes, right? Got a little bit of a job, a little bit of a work forecast as well. How is that going to go? How about the job go in July? Let's see what that's at. Teddy, welcome. About time you joined us. What's going on? What is going on? But yeah, let's see. Amanda, thank you for your donations. I appreciate that. Oh man, big project canceled. A big project, big idea, something that's been mulling around, something that people have been talking about, something that people have been excited about. Done. It is canceled. 10 of Swords with that King of Pentacles. Somebody from a higher level is canceling something that's important at your job. So maybe that's related to make some big choices. Maybe that's related to, the Death card with the changes kind of mixed in with that. But Hierophant with the King of Pentacles, big management, is killing something's cutting something ain't surviving towards the end of the next couple of months. So just be aware of that, because a lot of times we get committed and we get excited about this, that, and whatnot, and then all of a sudden they pull the rug out from under us like a magic trick, where they get the whole tablecloth and yank it as far as that goes. Sarah is next. Wants a little bit of a mixture. Let's see what's going on with Sarah. First question, is A good candidate, or am I going to regret hiring his ass? Because I don't know. Is he going to be one of these? Is he going to be one of these that comes in and just constantly whines and complains about everything and doesn't like the job, and just immediately starts a drama on the first day, and you can't get him to do anything. You can't get him to do anything at all. We did have an employee once who faked screenshots to make it look like he was working. We did actually have somebody that we hired once that faked screenshots in Photoshop to make it look like they were working and that they had made like prototypes and stuff. It was so bad. I mean, they ended up like shit canning them, but man, it was pretty rough. Anyway, since Crafty Lady is here, why don't we use the literary tarot with this, right? But we can't do that yet. In fact, we need to use the Poe. We need to use the Poe. The Poe knows about all the crappy candidates. The Poe knows about all of the crappy candidates. Filipa and B52, thank you for your donations. Let's see where it is. Yeah, they actually used they actually photoshopped up stuff to make it look like they were working. It was pretty funny because I was like, the shading on this screenshot is completely different than the shading on this screenshot. So I had to like get up and walk over to their desk and like, can you show me? Can you show me this? and you know, the cat's out of the bag at that point. Anyway, all right. Is A good candidate? Ten of Wands, no. Temperance, no. Queen of Swords, no. Hermit, no. No, and no. And, I mean, you know, obviously, entertainment purposes only. Never hire somebody based upon some fat man on YouTube reading tarot cards. You know, that's not a good prerequisite for actually hiring and getting a new candidate in there. So, but you asked, I answered, they look terrible. They just look terrible. But yeah, that Ten of Wands is one of those, that isolation with that Ten of Wands and the isolation with that Hermit, both of these are just looking kind of rough with that. Crystal, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. Oh man, this is rough. A lot of water, a very emotional person, somebody that's like, they're just not well emotionally handle stuff, right? Just not good with that. I'm just saying. Cinderella, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. But yeah, they look absolutely terrible. Those are really bad cards. So yeah, you know, you wanted Poe, you got Poe. You wanted Poe, you got Poe. All right, we got another Sarah over there as well. We got a couple of Sarahs in the mix tonight. All right, Dan will be my new manager. Anything about him? Do we get along? Do you want Poe for that? Or do you want Gregory Scott? I think I'm sticking with Poe. You put it out there. You're like, hey, I'll do either. I think the Poe knows. The Poe directly talked about all the emotional in I don't know, you know, just somebody who's a little too emotional rather than logical as far as they look. Somebody who's out on an island, somebody who does their own thing without really being a big team player. It just looked really crappy. With that. Tarot Magician, how is the move going? You got all of the boxes being hustled around everywhere. I'm doing fantastic, TM. I appreciate you hanging out. I'm missing y'all stream, but I understand you're moving. You're going to have all of this fancy streaming area when you get done. It's going to be all exciting with all of that. And with the double dono. Thank you, very greatly appreciate you. All right, we got a new manager. Anything about him? Will they get along? I think you get along pretty well. You do. The Strength card. All right, what do we see here? The Sun says that they're pretty much what you see is what you get. If they need something, they tell you. If they got specifications, they let you know. If they got an issue with something, they let you know too. This is not somebody who's going to be hiding things and be super secretive and be like, I'm secretive about this and there's secrets over here. You see those? I hate those freaking managers that do that. They're like, they always have some top secret info that they don't tell you. This person don't. They just don't. That Sun says, this is who I am. This is what I got. Here's what you got at the end of the day. That's going to be great, right? It's going to be great. The Death says they're definitely a little bit of a change from your previous management. They definitely have kind of a different style, but it is a style that you can kind of get. You can kind of work towards, sort of syncing it with this person. Overall, I think you're going to be able to tame the line lion with their strength says do have patience with them as you sort of approach the original kind of feeling there of, you know, they kind of working my nerves. They got a little bit of a different style, but if you have the patience, I think they're going to be pretty open and pretty honest with you. Overall, Ace of Pentacles is a great card. It talks about a beautiful new relationship, a beautiful new connection, and everything going quite well indeed. I like it. I think Poe is on target for your reads tonight. Let's see, when the manager leaves, it will affect me big time in the 6 months. Let's get some more detail about that. Might as well use the Gregory Scott as far as it goes. If you're not familiar with the Gregory Scott, that's what it looks like. They have their own YouTube channel. Of course, you know, you should come to this one instead, but you know, that's the way it goes. And thank you for your quad shot tonight, making the money roll. Making the money roll tonight. Not even hesitating over there, just burning up that credit card. That's the way it goes, but you know, that's a... All right, Gregory discussed as previously when the manager leaves. It will affect me a big time. Let's see what kind of effect, let's see what kind of details we got going on. We got some love. Speaking of love, Aries Dawn, thank you for your half a paycheck donation over PayPal. Greatly appreciate that. Aries Dawn, let me know what your question is. I greatly appreciate you. All right. Let's see where this is going to take us and the big thing. Oh, man. Let's see. What big changes do we got? You know, you don't like change. I'm sorry. You don't like change. I don't know you, but I just think that you don't like change. You don't like the change. You like your old manager. You said that many a time. You've said that many of times. You like change. You don't like change. You like your old manager. You wish your old manager would stay. Blah, 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 blah. The Four of Pentacles, you're going to hang on for dear life. You're going to hang on to everything. You're going to be desperately waiting for this and that and whatnot. It just feels like that Four of Pentacles says, you know, you got to be open. You got to be a little bit open to the next realm, to the next opportunity that you have with a manager, because they're not going to be like your old manager. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. Four of Pentacles says that's one of the things that you can't do is desperately hang on to the old manager. They're gone. You gotta move on. You gotta move forward with that. Overall, I think that you have a good relationship with them, but you have Death card twice. You have the Death card twice and the Tower with the Death card. I think a lot of the old systems that you have been used to, a lot of the old implementations, a lot of the old procedures, gone. And I think that's really going to dramatically affect you as far as, okay, what do I need to do to make this person happy? How do I approach sort of the projects? How do I approach the same level of work? What kind of thing do they want? In addition to day-to-day work, in addition to day-to-day implementations, and that's kind of a pain in the butt, you know. Aries Dawn, thank you for your question. I appreciate you. Lady, what's going on? Been a minute. Good to see you. But yeah, that Death with that Tower, that's a big combo. This is a dramatic change in what you have done and what you have done before. So yeah, you're just going to have to get used to it. The Sun is good. The fact that you have the Death card in 2 different decks is pretty substantial with that. KDP is substantial. Thank you for your donations. I appreciate you. All right, let's go to a little bit of love from CountryGirl. CountryGirl, can we get some country loving for CountryGirl? All right, let's see. What kind of loving do we got going on? Let's might as well get over here with a little bit of the Modern Love Tarot. Everybody does love the Modern Love Tarot. That's the one that everybody's pretty pleased about at the end of the day. I'm just saying. Everybody's pretty pleased about this one. All right, what's next for you in love? Assume you don't have a squeeze right now. Let's see if you get a squeeze in the country loving style over there. All right, let's see if that's going to be something that we can get. 6 of Swords. Yeah, a little bit of a break. A little bit of a break. A little bit of, wow. A short-term relationship coming next. A little bit of a break before that. That's what's next in love. Let's take a look at that, right? You got a little bit of that Devil with that 10. It's like, I'm not committed. I'm not super dedicated to where this is going. I'm not super, kind of dedicated to that. But yeah, that is something that you're going to have to deal with. You do have a short-term relationship that's opportunity is coming up. Short-term relationship is indeed a short-term physical relationship. I really feel like that you're more dedicated to this one as opposed to the other person who's not really dedicated to it. I do think you have a level of deception as well, kind of in the mix here that you're going to kind of have to figure out. But yeah, you'd have a little bit of a short-term, a little bit of a deceptive relationship possible in here. I do think it's an air sign, and they're kind of figuring out what to do, what to have with this. I do think you're on some of this long road to nowhere as far as love goes. I don't think you're going to make any substantial progress in love for at least a couple of months here. You do kind of have a break from anything serious, anything substantial. You do have a little bit of a break from that. But yeah, if you can handle that, if you can process that, that's okay. Not everything is going to be perfect here, but you do have a little bit of a challenge kind of in the mix for that. And that is what is next with the country lovin over there. All right, so we got the literary tarot broken out over there, and we got Sarah phase 2. We got Sarah phase 2 over here. All right, let's see what's going on with Sarah phase 2. I'm thinking of moving people in my team to get a hold of the drama to be more efficient. Oh man, good luck with that. Good luck with that. If we got a little bit of a drama, let's go back to the pose. Back to the pose nose, Samantha, thank you for the double donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right, let's see where this is going to take us. All right, we are on 40 donations. We're going to go ahead and cut it off at the 40 mark. So, yeah, it appears we have max donations in the, first 15 minutes. I guess new. That's new. So yeah, there we go. Samantha, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. All right. The Poe has been giving you good reads. The Poe has been straight on board for you tonight. I got to say that, right? The Poe has been straight on board for you tonight. All right, we'll see. Yeah, now we're at 43 rating. Samantha, thank you for the triple shot. We got Lady in the queue as well. We got Aries Dawns in the mix too. All right, I'm thinking about shuffling people around to get a hold of some drama. Good luck with all of that. Good luck with that. Karima, thank you for your last donation tonight. I greatly appreciate you. All right. So Karima will be the last donation for tonight. Any more donations? We have to be read, I guess, Monday. We're taking tomorrow off. So there we go. All right, let's see where we're going with this. Thinking of shuffling people around the team to get a hold of the drama. The Empress doesn't work. The Six of Cups doesn't work. The Hanged Man doesn't work. The Queen of Wands doesn't work. Doesn't work, and it doesn't work. No. Look at this connection that we have with this drama. We have the Six of Cups. I need to communicate across here. I need to communicate. I need to have this available for us, right? You got that Empress. Again, I'm holding on to it. I need to communicate. Even if you have across teams, even if you do that, drama seems to be something that you're going to have a little bit more of a difficulty getting a hold of. This strategy may be a little bit effective. 10%, 15% effective, but it doesn't really just immediately squelch everything that you're trying to squelch. I do think that you have a bigger problem on your hands of just the communication has already started, the communication is there, and sort of getting on board, getting it happening is going to be a little bit difficult. I'm just saying, right? You get that Hanged Man. It's almost like you just need to say, hey, cut it out. Right? Just cut it out. This ain't helping anybody. This ain't working. So that's the way it works, So it almost looks like they need a level of punishment or need a level of threat, right? Sort of in that mix. The Hanged Man, they don't really see that. The connection's still there. They don't really see that as something that is doing a lot to squelch the environment. And I do think that you have some problems. Lady, I do have your question in the queue. I got your question. I already double checked that it's there. there, and I see it. I see it. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. All right, let's hop around a little bit. We got a big mix of questions and different donations. So let's see where this is going to go. Anne is going to be a little bit of touch of Anne. We're going to do a little bit of Karima. We're going to mix around a little bit of Samantha. So we're going to jump around a little bit just to keep it rocking and rolling with that. Anne wants to know, how does Jay feel about me? Do they like me? Do they not like me? Grape juice will let us know all of the good info. Grape juice will make everything good. It will make everything happy. It will make everything beautiful and wonderful, right? Speaking of beautiful and wonderful, welcome back, Boo. Good to see you. Appreciate you. All right, let's see. How does Jay feel about me? Do they like me at all anymore? Is it something that's going to be on there? Oh, no, and yeah, it's a little bit of a disconnect. A little bit of a disconnect over there. From that, I gotta say, you got some very disconnecting cards. You got a very different on the different page kind of cards in the mixture here. It looks a little bit challenging as it goes through. We got a 5 of Wands over there with a little bit of a difficulty. The communication is not where we would like it. It doesn't feel like things are functioning, things are working. We're on different pages with that 2 of Swords. It really feels like that there's a strong disconnect here, and we're kind of trying to recover from it, or we're trying to push through that and trying to get on the other side. But it looks like you and Jay just had a little bit of a not on the same page. 7 of Cups says Jay is sort of chasing other options right now, or at least maybe looking at other options, looking kind of thing. But I don't know. Jay looks like, I don't know. Jay looks like not right now. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, anything, you don't get a situation where you're like, write it off completely. But it looks like right now has a bit of a challenge intermingled between that. Let's intermingle a little bit of a Karima phase 1 over there. Let's see what's going on. We'll do we'll go ahead and do Karima likes so much the Mons Tarot. We'll do that for the first few readings, maybe switch around a little bit. Ultraviolet is here. They were here a minute ago. They usually wait to hear their name and then they hop in chat. I think they're multitasking. All right, let's see a little bit of that. But yeah, Mons Tarot is really sort of hitting a home run over here with the Karima. All right, has it been thinking about me a lot? What are the latest thoughts, feelings? Let's see if we're thinking about you, if we're focused on you. Is this something that is over there? King of Swords says yes, you do have that swords. You do have the king is very sort of focused on, I am focused on this, the Empress, the 10 of Swords, and the Tower. It feels like that as they're thinking about you, they're definitely having some conflicting emotions kind of in the mix kind of feel here, right? We have the Empress with the 10 of Swords. I think they feel a lot of disconnect between their current partner. I think they have a lot of sort of a difference in opinion. They have a lot of kind of, a little bit of a mixture here of disagreements so far on there. I think the Empress of the house has been causing some Tower moments over there, and they kind of have been looking at you as a nice refresh, as a nice different kind of good emotions amongst the bad emotions with that. TTM is moving. Becca Boo, TTM is literally moving boxes tonight. So yeah, they dropped in, said hello. They will not be doing any streams tonight. They're moving boxes, furniture, loading it on the U-Hauls and all that other stuff. We got a Filipa. Welcome, Filipa. I appreciate you hanging out. What's going on? All right. But I think, what are the thoughts? The moon with the 5 of Swords. The emotions are not synchronous right now. The emotions that I'm feeling, the emotions that you're feeling, we're not on the same page. We have a difference of emotions, a difference of a sort of a push through with those emotions. 8 of Pentacles just says that you're a lot of work sometimes. You do have some demands. You do have some expectations. We have a lot of things that need to to be done in the context of this relationship. And the Fool says that sort of adventuring out in there does sort of have a price attached to that. We do need to do some work to keep this afloat. We do need to do some work to keep this alive and to keep this moving and to keep this running. So yeah, sort of a mixture in there. All right, well, let's see what's going on with all of this. We got a little bit of the karima. We'll do one more in the phase one mixture here. See where this takes us. All right, how's he viewing me right now? What is he wanting for the connection at the moment? Let's see what is happening. What is going on? And then we're going to do Aries Dawn is going to be next. All right, how's he viewing me right now? Strength, Wheel of Fortune, Four of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Romance is something that's always there. Romance is something that's always available. It's always there. It's always excitable. It's always something that's going to be an open door, an open opportunity, something beautiful that they can look forward to, right? You got the Knight of Cups with the Four of Cups. Sometimes you're kind of restricted on the romantic. In other words, you're not buying some of the romance. You're not buying some of the talk. You want more action, less talk. You want some more dedication, some more things moving around instead of as much talk as we have over there. Wheel of Fortune, you just want something steady, something progressive that's moving forward rather than that, but I think right now you're kind of immune to the promises, to the talk, and all of these things sort of intermingled within that. You got that Strength card, right? Viewing you as I need to have patience with you. I need to listen. I need to understand, but there's not a lot of opportunity for that sometimes with that. Becca Boo, yeah, sorry about that. We got 45 donations already, Becca Boo. And within 15 minutes, Becca Boo, we got 45 donations in 15 minutes. But yeah. You know, we kind of capped out quick. We capped out quick. Anyway, let's see. All right. Becca Boo, I'm literally at my limit. Becca Boo, I'm at the limit right now. You know, Becca Boo, if you want to donate, I'll read you tomorrow. I'll go ahead and stream tomorrow. Might as well stream tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow. I'll stream tomorrow, Becca Boo, and if you want, I'll make you a dedicated video or whatever you want to do. Let me know. Anyway, but yeah. All right, let's see. How's he viewing me right now? We covered that. What is he wanting in this connection? He wants an Eight of Swords. He wants more restrictions in the connections, right? In this sort of the communication, in the connection. We can't really do everything all at once. We can't do all of it all at once. I think we need to kind of restrict it. We kind of need to restrict out what we're doing here. Five of Wands just says, I want a clear expectation list. I want a clear thing. If we're going to fight, if we're going to disagree, I want it to be out there. I want it to be on the table as far as this goes. Queen of Wands, we repeatedly talk that you are kind of that Queen of Wands, the master of multitasking. You got your stuff going on. You know who you are. You know your limitations. You know where things are going to be going with that. The Eight of Swords just says, you know, we need to restrict that sometimes and be on the same page before we can move forward with that. So a little bit of a mixture in there. And there we go with the karima. Aries Dawn is indeed next. We'll see where that goes. A little bit of a general for July, where this is going to take us. What are we going to have going on with that mix? Oh, man, we get the Cappy Baby Tarot. You know, I want to go ahead and use it. I want to go ahead and use it, and we'll see where this takes us in the midst of all of this action. But yeah, let's see where this is going to go. All right, by the way, this is a brand new deck. If you aren't a subscriber of the channel, then you missed my notification because I just posted it like 30 minutes before the stream started. Yeah, Cappy Baby Tarot. This is definitely my style, you know, anything cute, anything like that. All right, let's break it down. The general, like MC Hammer. Let's go with the work, finances, money, investments. Where is it all going to go? Are we going to be able to get any of that done? Let's see what's happening here. Ace of Swords. Wow. New communication about work, finances, about sort of the opportunities, about the open doors that you have. Because it feels like either you have a big open door in this summer, this sort of brewing, that's sort of getting a connection, sort of getting getting out there, and that's going to be something that you're excited about, that you definitely want to focus on without any doubts whatsoever with that. Looking very nice indeed. But yeah, it just looks like the Hierophant with that Aces. There's new communication from management, new communication about a beautiful opportunity, new communication about all of that, looking very good. Queen of Swords also is very interesting here too. It just says that be careful about your communications in July as far as money is concerned, especially about investments. I think you have a little bit of the trickery in investments, like it looks like it's going to go up and boom, it falls down. Look like it's going to go down and boom, it goes up. I think that you're really out of sync as far as money and investing. Be very careful indeed with investments as it goes. Six of Cups says what people tell you actually makes a lot of sense, which is rare, right? So if somebody has some advice, somebody has some things that they want to communicate with you, you are going to be on target for that as well. You want to buy 5 of the Tasty Tarots. Becca Boo, I will put 5 away for you. All right, now let's go with love, connections, friends, romance, just all of the emotional side of July. Where's that going to go? Where's that going to take us? And what kind of actions do we have here? 5 of Cups, some big disappointments, I wanted this, maybe I got that. I'd like this, but then I got this something else. It really feels like that you're chasing a moving target as far as emotion goes with that, right? You got an 8 of Swords with the Strength in the World, 2 big majors as July runs down as we get towards the end. I think a lot of this recovers. A lot of this happens to be a little bit in a better position for you, but it really feels like something's going on with a damn Virgo. I don't know. I know you're not the Virgo one when we're on the TTM stream. Somebody else is the Virgo, but something's going on with the Virgo in July and August. I'm just telling you that now. Anyway, 8 of Swords. Not a lot of control. You're going to have to ride the waves as far as July goes. Just ride the waves, you know? It's kind of like when you're doing stock market investing and what have you. You just ride the waves. You don't get too emotionally invested in it. You just sort of ride to the end, see where it goes. Patience is a virtue, definitely, when it comes to friends, romance. Emotions, because emotions just feel completely out of whack as far as July goes. The world, I think a lot more opportunities do open the doors for you as far as emotion goes at the end of July again, especially as August 10th. What the hell's happening on August 10th? Write that down on your calendar. August 10th. Something wild emotionally is going on with there. And that is it for you. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you. But there you go. All right. We got a little bit of, we did Karima phase 1. Got a couple of Black Swans in the mix. I guess we'll do, we got Black Swan. We got like a boatload of Anne. Let's see. So we got Anne. We'll go Anne phase 2 over here. I'm going to start focusing on the project seriously now. That's good. That's good. You really want to see where it goes. That's going to be anything I didn't know about the time frame, about the focus when I have the free time. What do I need to know to keep that focus? Oh no. Let's see. What do we need to know to keep that focus? We'll continue to use the grape juice edition for Anne. I really think that Anne is grape juice edition friendly here. Oh man, you need to rethink a lot of shit on this project. You need to rethink a lot of stuff on the project. All right, here's the trap. Here's the trap. You need to rethink a lot of stuff on the project, but do you? Do you? All of a sudden, as you get serious, you're not happy here or there. You're not happy here or there. You're just over criticizing it, and that ain't going to bring you any happiness, joy, and it's not really productive. I think that you really are sort of pushing for what we really need to see, and I think you should push forward with what you already have, right? That's what you need to do. If you're focusing seriously, you're going to start rethinking it, and there's a level of too much rethinking that's not really productive, and that's where you're going to end up. Bottom line, right? 9 Swords. Just don't worry about where the project's going, about the direction that you're headed. Continue on that direction. You're not the wounded warrior. This is not something that you need to have. You're super dedicated about changing every little thing, but that's not going to be worthwhile for you at the end of the day. Stick with what you know. Stick with the original idea and dedicate that. I think that's going to be good as far as it goes. All right, we got friends. benefits. We got friends, we got benefits, we got friends with benefits. We'll go a little more of a romantic deck because, what the hell? Why not? How would friends react to Jay once we got together? Do they like Jay at all? Jay looked pretty rough in the previous reading. I'm not going to lie. Jay was having a rough time over there. They're having a Five of Pentacles journey as far as that goes. How are they going to react? Ace of Wands, Eight of Wands. I think you're dragging Jay rather than Jay leading you. It really feels like Jay is pulling you, you're pulling Jay in a direction rather than letting Jay choose, or letting Jay go as far as they want to go with this. Ace of Wands feels like it's very temporary, it's very short-sighted, but at the end of the day, the Queen of Wands, you know what you're doing? You chose Jay. Good luck with all that. I think that's basically how the friends will react to that. And then it's phase 2. And phase 2. Again, we're flipping, skipping, we're doing it around, we're going all the way around the line. And so if you're in the queue, you got to be patient with me. I'm sorry. If you're in the queue, you got to wait. You got to wait. We're going all around. We're doing one of this, a little bit of, how's that song go? A little bit of Sarah in My Life, a little bit of, I don't know what the hell, I don't remember the names. I'm making up the names. Anyway, Samantha, how will Kate Lynn, the cat? Well, I read that the car. Is that car? Is that cat? Oh, it's car. How will Kate Lynn, the cat, like Newman? Damn. I don't think they like Newman at all. I think there's a level of, separation that needs to be done here. There's a separation that needs to be done here. It's almost like that they've been spoiled rotten and they want to be spoiled rotten and not have any competition as far as that goes. King of Wands, this cat definitely feels like they run the household, and Newman disagrees. Newman's like, excuse me, I run the household. If you think you run the household, you're incorrect. I'm just saying, I run the household. So you do have a little bit of emotional distress over here, a little bit of disagreement, a little bit of a power trip on both sides. So just be aware of that. Just be aware of that.
TL is the best tarot.
Everybody wants to hear ultraviolet tarot. We can do that with that. All right. How will Newman like Kate Lynn, the cat? Let's see if Kate Lynn's going to be any better, because that looked like a rough combo over there. A little bit of a rough combo, You gotta appreciate that over there. King of Swords, a lot better. Ten of Pentacles, we're one big happy family. Kate Lynn really doesn't have an ego problem, as far as that goes. So, it feels like Newman like Kate Lynn. Newman just loves Kate Lynn at the end of the day. But I think it's a little bit too hyped up. I think Newman's a little bit in the face of the cat, and the cat really doesn't appreciate that at all, right? That King of Swords, just like, well, happy home, happy family. Let me get up in your face and sniff your butt. Everybody likes a good butt sniffing. I'm not going to lie. Everybody likes a good butt sniffing. But at the end of the day, there's only so much butt sniffing I can handle before I'm going to have to put a cup over the butt and, get it out of your face with that. But yeah, that's the way it goes. So there we go. All right, we got the double Samantha shot over there. Again, we're skipping all around because we got like 45 readings. So if you're waiting for your reading, you're gonna have to kind of figure it out. You're gonna have to figure it out because there's a lot of stuff going on over there. A Black Swan, what is next for us? A little bit of a Victorian romantic. Where's it gonna take us? Where is that gonna take us? Are we gonna be all right with a little bit of romance? I think we can. Rosemary, thank you for your donation. We are booked up tonight, Rosemary. So I will push you to tomorrow. You will be first on the list tomorrow. Rosemary, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate you. Victorian romantic. It's the first time on the table. There's a lot of use of the Victorian romantic lately. I mean, before it was like, you know, it'd come out of its shell here and there, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't know. At the end of the day, it'd be like, nah, we'll see. Anyway, we got what is next for us with the Black Swan. All right, what is next for you over here? 3, 3, 4, and the Fool. Graduating into something big. I think you have this level of intensity, building and building. You have a lot of things happening here, and you're trying to figure out where it's going to take you at the end of the day. I think you have a lot of you think you have a lot of just, I don't know. It just feels like things aren't on the same page, right? Things aren't on the same page. But I think at the end of the day, they actually are. I think there's a lot of worry over nothing, absolutely nothing, right? You have this buildup of intensity. We're building, and things get into this really magical, wonderful zone as it goes. With the Fool, we're on this new adventure. It could involve a trip. It could involve a level of commitment. It could involve some conversation that we never really thought that we would have. You know, I think we have kind of a mix as far as that goes. Black Swan, what was your other question? I had a $1 donation, but I don't have any question with it. Black Swan, let me know what your other question was. But the Three of Pentacles is kind of in that mix over here, right? We're working towards something. We're graduating towards something. We're blossoming into something. And we just kind of have to see where that's going to take us at the end of the day. But yeah, you definitely have this growing, this blossoming, this expansion. I think the expansion is something we can look forward to as far as that goes. And that is what is next with that. Yeah, Black Swan, what's a $1 dono question? Let me know. Let me know. I didn't see any question beside it, and I scrolled up and I didn't see anything. We had a lot of conversation in chat. So it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult to keep track sometimes. CurlyCookie is not difficult to keep track. Let's go. We said we would do the literary tarot, and we got everything moving, everything happening as far as that goes. But yeah, let's see where this is going to take us at the end of the day. Oh, your other dono, Black Swan, your other dono hasn't been read yet. You're still in the queue. Black Swan, that's you. Black Swan, that's you right there. Black Swan, that's you right there. That's you right there. That's you right there. See, we got this one right there. Feeling about our argument is right there. Bri, you're still in the mix. Bri, you are somewhere in here. I don't know why it's not showing you. I don't know why you're not on my screen. Oh, you are on my screen, but it's not showing you in the list. No, yeah, it is. Bri, you're right here. You're right there. You're right there. Right there, Bri. All right. You did not miss your turn. You will be after Black Swan's other question. All right. Anyway, let's see. We had a fight. How are they feeling? All right. We'll see that's what's going on there. What's happening. This literary tarot is too thick. It's too big. That's what she said. And that's what he said as well. That's too thick. That's hard to fit in my hands, right? If I can't fit it in my hands, I can't make it happy. Just saying. And this is too damn thick. A literary tarot. I don't know, but we'll see. We're going to try the literary tarot. We're going to see how the thick boy reads at the end of the day, and we're going to try to use this for the Ohio trip. Is it going to go good, bad, or indifferent? Let's see about that. 3 of Quills. Ooh, a lot of learning, a lot of expansion, a lot of interesting things happening in this trip. It feels like we're learning some things. We're learning some good things here, and it's kind of exciting, right? It's kind of good. As far as the Ohio trip goes. We have a 3 of Quills and a 5 of Quills. Somebody is defensive about this, like they're not really ready. They're not really prepared, for this to sort of be implemented or be pushed to the next level, or at least to get going with that. 7 of Light just says that you do have too many irons in the fire with this trip. Either we overscheduled, we got too excited about it, there's too many things things happening at once. It's just too much overstimulation as far as the trip goes. We have disagreement about what we want to do. We have sort of an overstimulation in the trip, and it just feels like that some of the original plans ain't working the way that they would like to work at the end of the day. I think that's something that you kind of run into, right? We had original plans, we had a lot of the things, and we had to kind of move schedules, we had to kind of change some things as it goes through with that. We got the Forest Creatures of version 2 is next. We get the Black Swan with the Victorian Romantic. We're going to use this one for Bri. We're going to use this one for Bri. Let's get the Victorian Romantic happening over there. Shamanic Journey, what is going on? Good to see you. All right. Let's see. Let's get that off my screen because this is Victorian Romantic. All right. How is he feeling about our argument? 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 9 of Cups, Judgment. Not feeling good. I mean, you have that kind of I'm rethinking a lot of stuff that made me happy before. 6 of Pentacles says, all right, you made your point. This is not something that I've been, avoiding. This is not something that I've been, I've been wanting to get, but I got it. So basically you did a core dump of a little too much in that, you got a core dump of a little too much going on with the 5 of Swords says, you blame me for damn near everything. You blame me for everything. Why you blame me for everything? What I do? What did I really do that? What did I do? You blame me for literally everybody's grouping up on me, ganging up on me. It doesn't make any sense. 9 of Cups, I'm just trying to make everybody happy over here, and it ain't working. I don't know what I'm doing wrong either. The Judgment card says they're going to change some stuff, but they're going to guess. They're going to dice roll the change because they don't really know what the hell you want at this point. I don't think you made made everything clear, to be honest with you. I don't think you made everything clear. I mean, entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. Speaking of entertaining, Black Swan wants another entertaining reading, and we will make it happen. We will make it happen. How's he feeling? We had a fight the other day. How's he feeling after the argument? Okay, so your $1 donation was basically one more dono into the $5 donation? Black Swan, I'm confused. You asked the same question twice. Let me know. Let me know if you need a $1 reading. We pull a single card for you and see where that wanders over to. Bri is next. How can you see the first 8 months of a long-term relationship going? Are you on month 8? Or did you just start? Bri, are you on month 8? Or did you just start? I want to know this. I want to know where this is going. All right, we got a long-term relationship. Hopefully it stays a long-term relationship. I teased this deck. I still want to use it. But yeah, that's it. That's it, the way it goes. How do you see the first 8 months of this going? Did you just start, or are you on month 8? I assume you just start, otherwise you wouldn't ask about month 8. You'd be like, this sucks or this is great. I already kind of figured this stuff out already. But seems like we just started with that. 2 of Cups, beautiful so far. You can't argue with the beautiful so far. How can you argue with this? The 2 of Coins. We decided something that's good for all of us, and I like it. I like it quite a bit. This is an adventurous relationship. This is going to be in more of an adventurous style than you're used to. This is going to drag you in directions that you're not used to, too. Be ready. Be ready. A little bit more of an adventure than you're quite prepared. But, yeah, I don't know. Why don't we have the 6 of Swords? 6 of Swords, a Knight of Swords. The longer it goes, the more disconnected we are communication-wise. It feels like that a lot of the stuff that we set up, that we like, that we anticipate, that we're excited about, just went away. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that intensity, a lot of the magic, a lot of the fun things that we really enjoyed just went away. And it feels like that the level of intensity greatly reduced, right? But we're still committed. We're still in it for the long run. 6 of Swords is a beautiful ride into the future, into a nice thing. And I think that's going to be all right at the end of the day. And I like it, right? I like it. So just be prepared for a declination in intensity. Be prepared for communication not being on the same page as we continue to go through here. But overall, it looks pretty clean. It looks pretty clean indeed. Good decision and good relationship, good connection overall. I like it. I think it goes into the realm of, you know, Virgo approved as far as it goes with that. All right, the last we want a dollar card over there. All right, let's see. With the Black Swan, last question. Be patient or get the hell out of there. Single card says it all. Be patient or get out. You know, put all your stuff on the table and let the cards fall where they may. It's not a matter of being patient or getting out. It's a matter of, here are my demands. What do you think? Here are my demands. Are you gonna meet me in the middle here? And don't be too restrictive. Like, I need these 50 things or you can F off. I don't think that works for anybody. I don't think that works for anybody, right? Put your demands on the table and come up with a remediation plan. Come up with a middle ground, okay? And I think that's basically it. I don't think this is a black and white. This is a shade of gray, and you're going to have to treat it as such. Karima is next. What are the current feelings for me? Let's get the Victorian romantic on the table. I mean, you know, we've seen it before. We've seen it before. It tells a beautiful story. It lets us know where it's going. It lets us know where we're going to be. It brings us into this realm of storytelling. And I like the Victorian romantic for this particular style with that, right? Current feelings for that. The Chariot. Let's move. Let's get things changed. Nobody's happy. They're not happy with what we're doing. You're not happy with what we're doing. We need change. That's the feelings over here, right? Let's move into that death card. Let's move into the change. It really feels like that we need to implement the change as soon as possible. As soon as possible, because if we don't, things aren't working on the same realm as we would like. 7 of Cups, we're just riding into nowhere. That's one of the feelings about this connection. This thing is riding into nowhere and is doing it too quickly. We need to figure out, you know, where that's going to take us at the end of the day. You know, it just feels like, that's one of the things here, right? We're riding into nowhere. We can't really do this forever. We definitely need some changes implemented with that. So I think that's one of the feelings, one of the things we're moving towards with this mix. All right, we got Bartman in the mix as well. Wants a little bit of the Heaven and Earth Tarot. We got lots of heavens and lots of earth over here. Where the hell is it? Here it is. All right. We got too many decks. I got too many decks. Got too many things. All right. We'll see where this is going to go. All right. How's my friendship with the mail carrier so far? All right. We got a friendship. We got a mail carrier. Maybe you had a dog that chased them and that's what's going on. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The mail carrier will be bringing you the tasty tarot when it is out, I assume. All right. That's a friendship with a mail carrier. Man, Valor, Ace of... You got a lot of good things over here. Wheel of Fortune. I appreciate the friendship. This is something that I look forward... Hang on. This is something that I look forward to. This is something that I like. This is something that's fun. It's great. And I think they really appreciate it. I think they're very social with, you know, going out, doing the mail, sort of hanging out, making new friends. I think this is a social person who appreciates other social people. And I think that's going to be a fantastic realm with the Judgment, right? I think this is something that's nice. You're doing your job. You have some nice people. You have some nice friends on your job. That really helps. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you isolate yourself, but no, this is somebody who's social. It's somebody who appreciates you hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Wheel of Fortune, I like coming around. I like you being there. Ace of Wands, you know, appreciate you taking me away from the, you know, just the doldrums of doing the mail in the first place. So looking really very good, looking very good. Look like a great little connection there, looking pretty good. We use Heaven and Earth Tarot over here as well. We got a lot of good readings tonight. Let's get a little bit of a general while that's on the table. Let's double check PayPal. We are caught up with the PayPal with all of that. A general reading. Let's see what's going to happening with Dralandra. We'll do Karima phase 3. And it looks like we'll be ending with Karima on the phase 4 mix in there. Put a little bit of an and in between that. We got some Amanda, Katie, Cinderella. We got one last Samantha. We got Lady in the mix too. All right, general reading, what's coming towards me? Oh man, Wheel of Fortune is back, even though I shuffled the deck, but okay. Wheel of Fortune with the lovers, either a new love or a reinvention of a love. It feels like there's a very emotional happening, a very emotional pull that's out there that really brings us into this new realm, that brings us in this new excitement with the Wheel of Fortune in love. A beautiful connection, a beautiful emotional connection that we like, that we really appreciate as far as it goes. The Princess is overrated as a big fire card. This is more of a playful moment, a playful feeling as far as a general goes. It feels like there's a lot of excitement, anticipation, like I'm getting some goals done, I'm getting some objectives happening that wasn't there before, that has been difficult for me, and I think that push, that level of excitement, that pull through is going to be something that you really look forward to, that you get excited about. Overall, this is all about romance. This is all about connection. This is all about love. This is all about fulfillment with emotion kind of coming towards you. We have nothing but that, which is fascinating. So what the hell is going on with your love life? It is about to either explode or it is about to get more adventurous than you have seen in quite some time. This is a good rating. And again, let me talk about the Princess of Wands again. We just have that playful following the fire, chasing the lion. This is a very, very playful, fun card. And the fact that it is between two love cards just says we're having a very, very good time. Some things happening that's really roping us in and getting us excited. And that is what we need up in here. We got Amanda up in here too. Well, I find a love interest. Hopefully somebody is interesting you in love. Let's see what this says about it. What this says about it with that. All right, what country are we talking about over there? Queen of Wands, beautiful commanding. I don't know. I'm missing some chat over there. Filipa, this is hello, Scottish back, I have no idea. All right, anyway, well, I'll find a love interest soon. 8 of Swords, King of Coins, a 2 of Swords, not soon, no. I mean, you have a couple of opportunities, a couple of these have a level of excitement about them, but it just feels like we're chasing our tail for a little bit. I really think August is going to be sort of that magic month for you as far as love goes, especially around like August 18th, August 19th, something's really popping, something's really happening with that. The King of Coins, you're looking at an earth sign really capturing your attention during that August time frame. That's going to be something fun for you at the end of the day. But soon-ish, you're going to take a couple of weeks. You're going to have a couple of dead ends. Very disconnected on the love front as it goes through, at least for a couple of 3 weeks in that. But you're just going to have to be, I think that's going to have to be a little bit of that, right? I think that's going to have to be a little bit movement in there with that, yeah? Here we go. Becca Boo, I can't read every message. I'm sorry, Becca Boo. This is really difficult. For 45 readings is very difficult to do the chat, to do the readings, to do the, you missed me, you did this, we need to check this, I did this reading, I didn't do that reading, check PayPal. This is very difficult. So, Becca Boo, I probably missed a message. I'm sorry. Anyway, but yeah, you can hit me up on IG. I'm always on IG if there's something important or something. Anyway, I don't know. All right, Karima is there. Does he have a desire to spend the night at my place? What kind of secrets do we have in the midst with that? What do we want to use? I want to use a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We'll see where that's going to take us at the end of the day. All right. We're going to see what's happening here. A little bit of the modern love indeed. Does he have a desire to spend the night? I don't know. Do we have any sleepy cards? 9 of Swords, 4 of Swords. We got a 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Let's see what kind of thing. 4 of Wands would be great as well. Anyway. All right. I love you too. Becca Boo. See if that even rhymes. Stay the night. Yeah, let's look at the stars together under the moonlight. Ooh, the Judgment card. That waking up with Folgers in your cup. You know, that waking up, that resurrection, that birthing, well, not literally birthing, but that waking up together is indeed amazing. Let's look at the stars together. We're laying here staring at the stars. We got, you know, we get a little bit of the Heart of Hearts with that. Looking good about staying over there. King of Swords, you got the house in the background. You have a lot of exciting things and a lot of beautiful things going on with that. So that is a definite yes over there. That's a Heart of Hearts, a heart made of hearts, a heart built of hearts. What secret intentions, feelings, what kind of things are in the mix? What kind of things are in the mix indeed? All right. We'll see. We'll see. Hang on. Hang on. We have a sinus issue tonight. You have a desire. Okay, so feelings, hidden, secret things. They feel like they can't win. That's one of the secrets. We can't win. The 6 of Wands. I have the level of success, but I'm being pulled back. I don't have all of the skills. I don't have all the things that I need to really win this, to really make this happen. 10 of Pentacles, I think they have a very lofty, very high goals. And you do see the 10 of Pentacles over and over, a lot of repetition on here. And that is just absolutely amazing and wonderful with that. Ace of Pentacles, again, they feel like they're inhibited from doing what they need to make this connection work, to make everything work as well. They also feel like some of their good ideas are being shot down. Some of their ideas are not sort of being, you know, working to make things work. You got a double ace with that. I have a lot of innovations, a lot of ideas, a lot of cool things that I want to do, but I'm not really able to do it. And I think that's frustrating, but they don't want to kind of just, you know, unload that on you as far as it goes. So they just sort of put up with that level of frustration and make all of that happen with that. How are people feeling about me? Do they like me? Do they not like me? I guess we'll stick with a white flight tarot for uno mas. One more time. We got Filipa, crystals and paint. We'll do an Ann reading in the middle. An Ann reading in the middle. How they feeling about me? Very emotional, but very judgmental. I really think the Judgment card, like judgmental. They think this, they think that. They're very sort of coarse. They're very to the point, and I don't think that's really working for anybody's advantage here. But they're a little bit too emotional right now. They need to take a step back. They need to look at things from a little bit of a better perspective, and I think that's really going to make them a little bit, you know, more, a little bit more focused on what they need to be focused on rather than just being wasted as far as the emotion goes. All right, let's see. Let's go with another deck over here for Filipa. What's Darius thinking? We got text messages like we've been messaging. How are things going? What kind of things are working? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see with that. What is Darius thinking about after the last message that we sent back and forth? Oh, man, the moon seems to be on every reading. They want more clarification. I think they just sort of took the message and they're like, yeah, but in reality they're like, what the hell are you talking about? I really think that they want more clarification. They want more availability from this. It feels like they're not really on the same page as you. 10 of Pentacles, I think they're just sort of riding with it. They're being, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, sure, whatever, that works for me, but they really need more clarification. They need more connection from this. I really think that they're kind of just confused about the overall context, about the overall feelings and emotions that were coming through with that. And I really think this could be handled over the phone a little bit better, quite frankly, right? I really think this could be handled over the phone a little bit better, quite frankly. Crystals and Paint was burned out of this deck about 6 months ago. We'll see if she can put up with it for one reading. We'll see. We'll see. How's AV, audio, visual feeling about me right now? Do they like me? Do they not like me? Is there something beautiful in the limelight here? No, they're a little bit mixed, right? A little bit mixed. I think you have good emotions, bad emotions. I don't really think that they're too dedicated to anything right now. It's almost like they're not putting a lot of thought into this connection, a lot of thought as far as this goes through here. Ace of Pentacles, like it started off, I was thinking about it, I'm sort of implementing it, pushing forward, pushing into the next zone, but F it, you know? I really think that they're just kind of giving up on this. They're not putting as much thought, as much dedication into this as you think they are, right? Seven of Cups, I think they have other people, other things that they're dealing with right now, and they're just not dedicating a lot of time to you. You just have a level of disconnect with that Three of Swords at the end with that 7, like I got other stuff to do. I got other stuff to do. I got places to be. I got stuff to do. And this may not be on the list of things that I really kind of want to see or what I want to do. Anne is over there. Should I gotta go to an interview? All right. Should I accept an interview or not? We're going to stick with a grape juice edition with Anne. This has been knocking it out of the park with Anne tonight. I think really we got a good thing going here. We'll do the double Anne read. We got Katie P, Cinderella, Samantha, Lady, and Karima at the very end with all of that other stuff. Aquila, we're done with donations for tonight, Aquila. I will be back tomorrow. If you want to come back tomorrow, I will be here. I will be here. All right, we have 45 donation cutoff, Aquila, and I got 45 donations in 15 minutes, so I had to cut off the donation. And that was an hour ago, so I had to cut off the donations, Aquila, but I will be back tomorrow. All right, should I accept an interview? Yes, Seven of Pentacles. Good times, good effort, good focus, a lot of good things with the interviews, things straight to the point. The world says there's a lot of upward mobility, a lot of excitement, a lot of good things mixed in here. I think that's something that we can appreciate, something that we can chase, something that we can make happen indeed. Looking very good indeed. I really like that. I really like that. It's one of the easiest thumbs up ever, right? We're sort of looking at this, examining it, trying to see if it's going. Seven of Pentacles is our usual go-to card for this is works. This brings us about. This makes it happen, right? This makes us happen. This makes it go and happen and all the good stuff with that. All right, if we got together with J, which looked challenging to begin with, you know, it looked challenging to begin with, but if we got together with J, would M be all right, or would M be like, yeah, whatever? I don't know. What kind of things are we going here? Pretty pissed off about it, gotta say. Pretty pissed off about it, I gotta say here. That Tower, the Five of Cups, the Three of Cups. Why do we have so many people in this relationship? I wanted something singularity with me. I wanted something focused, and we went straight into the gutter. We went straight into the gutter with this. So that's not gonna be good. It's not going to be good at all. I'm sorry, Ann. All right, KDP. Let's see what is the end result of the relationship with Jordan in the future. Let's see if Jordan's going to be all right, or if Jordan's not going to be good at all. I don't know. We can use a little bit of the Wizards Tarot. We got the Wizards Tarot over here. Ellen Dugan the Witches Tarot. Ellen Dugan and knock it out of the park with this one. This is an oldie but goodie. You know, this is one of those where you're like, ooh, I really like this one, even though it's old. I don't know. Somebody said, are you going to trim this? No way in the hell I'm going to trim it. You know, the borders are so nice. The borders are so nice. What is the end result? It is beautiful. It is beautiful. This looks great. Two of Cups is difficult to argue with. from any kind of reading when we have. Go ahead and put the party balloons with that. We got a lot of wonderful, beautiful, exciting things going on with this. Two of Cups starts us out in this warm, adventurous atmosphere where things are just going well. The connection is well. The Lord of Love is out here on the mark. King of Wands, a little bit of a fiery aspect here. I do think that you have a little bit of turmoil about money, finances, possessions. Something's happening with the money and the turmoil as it goes through, right? Three of Wands does say that eventually I think that we have this upward mobility for the relationship, like it moves to the next level. We have a lot of exciting things because the big movement, the Chariot, is constantly moving, constantly expanding, constantly getting to the level that we really kind of need. And yeah, pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. That's very nice indeed. Let's see. We got a love life. Who can we love? How can we love? We're getting the Druid Craft Tarot, right? Shamanic Journey. You ain't seen this in a while, too. I trimmed my Druid Craft Tarot like my no, we got a nice Druid Craft trimmed over here. Love life prediction. I think that we meet somebody that is definitely on the right side, definitely on the beautiful, passionate side. A lot of good things in love. A lot of good things in love in the fall, right? It's hard to put the star out there with kind of that magic tone, that beautiful connection, sort of following things, following a lot of excitement. The relationship before, at least a connection, maybe a date before this looks like just an absolute dead end. And I think this is one of the things too, where you kind of pull back a little bit. You don't really express yourself the way that you need to be expressed. With the fall, you really have a lot of expansion, a lot of growth, and that's something that's going to be on target. And Lady is on target next. Let's see what Lady's question was. There we go. My question is, we got the question right there. Lady wants to know, we got an Aquarius in the mix. Oh my. We got an Aquarius in the mix. This is the Druid Craft Tarot, Sarah. The Druid Craft Tarot. This is one of the first tarot decks. One of the first tarot decks that I had on this channel when I started 13 damn years ago. One of the first ones over there. All right. Let's see. My question is, where does my relationship, the Aquarius, currently stand? It stands on good grounds if everybody can settle down and enjoy themselves. Wait, it stands on good, solid ground if everybody can relax. Why isn't everybody relaxed? I don't know. That's up to you. But people aren't relaxed. People aren't focused. People aren't on the same page over here. We have just too much going on at the same time, and people really need to just chill. Chill out. It's okay. Chill out, it's okay. Happy home, happy family blossoming here, but I can't accept a happy home, happy family because I have some freaking issue going on over there. I have some freaking issues going on over there. So you got to relax. You got to relax with that. You got to relax with that. All right, let's see. All right, we got Cinderella. Beautiful, wonderful. Cinderella is next. All right, how will life be a year from now? And will 2024 be a good year for me? In what way? And let's see what kind of freaking finances we got going on with all of this mix. We need a lot of stuff over here. Let's go ahead and break out my deck. You know what my deck is. It's the one before the Tasty Tarot is what I'm saying. Otherwise known as the Waterfall Tarot. I wonder who made that deck. I don't know. Let's see where that is going to be. Let's see where that is going to be, all right? And see what's going on here. All right. Life. 2024, let's break it all down like MC Hammer right now, and let's get a little bit of the future love, all of this other stuff. 2024 in a nutshell. Money. Money comes easy. Money doesn't have any issues flowing to you, and that's a good thing. That's refreshing. It feels like money is just like not even a second thought with this. The Nine of Pentacles, right? Money, not going to be a problem. Really think that you do have a good inflow of that, as well as you have an alleviation of some bills. You have alleviation of some stuff that's weighing on your mind as far as this goes in 2024 as well, right? So a lot of things that you worry about, a lot of things you're concerned, sort of lifted out, lifted through. I really think you start getting into this spiritual journey around October-ish, around late September-ish, that does carry into 2024. I think that does a lot for you, right? Talking with the guy, getting the connection, getting all the beautiful things out there. I really think the work that you do at the end of the year towards that third quarter, fourth quarter really brings you into this 2024 as well, getting a lot of goals happening too, right? And 2024 feels like a year where everybody's supporting what you want to do, where you want to go, and how you want to be treated as well. It feels like a lot of people that weren't on your side, weren't supportive of you, they are supportive of you, and I think that's going to be good overall, especially with that. 2024 also feels like a time where a relationship that picked up near the end of 2023 really starts to blossom, really starts to have some good potential, some good connection as far as it goes as well. But the King of Wands just says, don't overwork yourself, which is going to happen. Here's what I think is going to work. I think the end of 2023, you have a lot of things falling into place, right? Financially, I think you're in for a hardship at the end of 2023 before you get too excited about 2023, by the way. But 2024, a lot better, not going to be as big of a problem. I do really think that sort of, you think everything going your way, everything sort of pursuing the direction you would like, the sort of the excitement that you would like, you try to tend to overdo it in 2024, and you have to watch out for that, because that's going to be one of the tricks that really sort of ropes you in and makes you miserable in that, right? Sort of bit off more than I could chew, and I'm really working as far as that goes. But yeah, be careful about what you're chasing, about what you're committed to as far as this goes. All right, so financial, looking good. Again, financial end of this year is going to be a little bit hard. It's going to be a little bit difficult. 2024 seems like a lot of fix for that, a lot of elimination of a lot of the issues that you kind of have that as well, right? Also, looking at a partner, again, I really think you have a relationship that's outstanding at the end of the year that brings you into the next year. And I think that's nice, sort of that, you know, a little bit of a hardship financially, a lot of good emotions as far as it goes into the year, carrying into 2024. I think the relationship starts getting rocky about March or April, but you sort of have to ride through that and make that happen as well. All right. Now, let's see. We did the financial situation. We did the love. We had a lot of good things, sort of interesting things as well. Hard decisions need to be made. I think in too many areas as well. Hard decisions need to be made. I don't think you have any problem making decisions, but I think that you really need to back up and double check things before you commit to some of these, because some of these difficult decisions, some of these sort of more serious decisions really need to be worked a little more than you had really planned to do that. I really think rushing into things is good until you get to September 1st. Again, rushing into things does you really good until September 1st. Then stop doing that crap immediately. I really don't think that's working for you in the long run, right? Again, that's the day. And you're going to know that's the day. You're like, all right, rushing into things, it ain't working for me right now. September 1st is the exact day on that. Knight of Pentacles, watch your investments, especially when it comes to anything that's speculative, anything that would be risky as far as that goes. You definitely want some stable, you want something rock solid investments coming through towards that to sort of blossom some of your money as it goes in. Five of Swords, don't be defeated. I really think you get a little bit emotional, a little bit kind of over dedicated to stupid things. Don't do that. Don't be dedicated to dumb things. You know what I mean? Don't be like sort of connected, tied to dumb things that you know is dumb, but you're connected to it anyway, and then all of a sudden it goes down. You're like, boo hoo hoo. It was dumb in the first damn place. It was dumb in the first place, all right? Yeah, if it was dumb in the first place, realize that, back up, take a deep breath, and just, just do your thing. Just do your thing with that. The last reading in the karima. We'll stick with the Victorian romantic over here and see where that's going to take us over there. What exactly is I don't know, you want exactness? If I could do exactness, I'd win the lottery. Karima. I'd win the lottery if I could do exact. We do broad statements. If I could get exact, I would win the lottery, and I would just give all of y'all a bunch of tarot decks, and that would be the stream, I'd come here, I'd be like, all right, we're giving away 20 gift cards for $100 each. That's what I would do. But I didn't win the lottery because tarot is not exact as I would really like it to be. Way it goes. I did try. So we'll remove the word exactly, and we'll try to figure out what's going on. What is the plan he's having in his mind right now for the connection that he's not sharing? All right, the Hermit, the Eight of Pentacles. He had three plans. And you continually see the Eight of Pentacles like working through something. They're trying to figure it out. They don't know specifics. They don't know exact things. Again, we had moving, we had some motion, we had maybe relocation, moving into a different kind of thing with that. The Hermit is kind of, sort of off on their own, dedicated with that, being on their own, being excited, being by themselves, with possibly a Queen, right? With a Queen of Cups, so somebody that's the motion, somebody moving in, somebody looking with that, and I think that's looking pretty good overall. Eight of Pentacles is interesting. Again, they're working on different things. They want to make sure it works before they announce. They want to make sure it works. They want to make sure it's well planned before they do anything. But again, we have moving, lots and lots of movement from previous readings with that Hermit, that moving, being alone, getting sort of out of this with that. Do we have any friends and family? Do we have any friends and family revelation? We are done. I will be back tomorrow. If I'm feeling good, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm feeling fantastic tonight, last night, the night before that. So probably going to feel good tomorrow as well. I am playing a lot of video games. I started Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which really sucked the first 5 hours. But then after that, it's been rocking and rolling. So that's one of those games where initially you're like, this game sucks. But anyway, all right. But then you're like, this game's awesome. Has he told anybody? No. High Priestess, that veil, that hiddenness, that secretiveness of the High Priestess. The King of Pentacles, I really don't want to share this with anybody as well. There will be some revelations, I think, in the next few months with friends and family, but right now, no. Next few months, maybe. Right now, no. And that is it from me. I thank you for being here. We will see you maybe tomorrow.